Hi everyone, this is Mark. I'm back for a second video. The first one was a little bit, I was a bit nervous, so I was talking a bit slow and I was trying to think about what I was going to say next, which delayed things a little bit, so should be a bit better on this one. And I just wanted to follow up from my previous video. If you haven't seen it yet, it's about Carmelo, Vincenzo, Bertolami and the IGTO. And it was my previous employer, Carmelo, aka Charlie, who failed to pay me super along with nearly all the other employees that we had at Department of Education School Watch in Perth, Western Australia. So Charlie had the contract. He was the director of his company, which was La Fortuna, aka Australian Guards and Patrol Services, which collapsed in October 2023. So I had a friend who I enlisted to help me find out where Carmelo was 6 months after he was basically placed into administration. And Carmelo, somehow, after owing $6 million in wages, taxes, and super, instead of being prosecuted and going to jail, is now operating 6 months after the administration, by the way, after the company collapsed, after claiming bankruptcy, is operating 2 bars in Bustleton. Can you imagine the frustration and piss off? The government's just taking the piss, really. I mean, I went to ATO, despite telling ATO of all his assets. He's got a place on Pinjar Road. There's a flower business there where the flower business rents off him. It's his land. It's very, very big land worth millions of dollars, right? It's probably under someone else's name. He put the La Fortuna under his daughter's name, and he was posing as a director. He probably didn't even have a securities license, so I wouldn't be surprised that he's down there at Bustleton operating those bars unlicensed. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he was. Now, this is all allegedly, okay, but there's a lot of fact to it if research is done. And I've gone to ATO. Nothing was done at all. Today I spoke with IGTO. The last video I mentioned there was a Martin Felder. I spoke with IGTO and I told him about this guy, asking why this guy is with IGTO, because you guys are basically saying you're independent outside of ATO, but how is that possible when you got the same guy working for both departments? Now, that is highly suspicious, right? And this guy here, look, says Director Complaints, Ministerial, and IGTO at ATO. They told me he's not there in the office. I didn't ask if he was in the office. I just asked if he had any connection with IGTO. They basically said no. So I've got to laugh at this, really, because IGTO closed my case. Not surprised at all. Underquoted me as well. I was owed $5,712 in super. I was underquoted at around $4,500. And they said I have to go to the liquidator to get the rest of the money. Isn't that weird? Why do I have to do that? Like, it's ATO that should be giving all the money back, right? Why has it got to be separated? There's no explanation for it. So, yeah, I basically, cracked the shits. I'm going to definitely drive down to Charlie, see him in person, and I'm going to demand my money. They recommended I didn't do that. I told them they have to, saying that law enforcement might get involved and whatnot. I don't care. You know, I'm not doing anything. I'm not a criminal. I'm not breaking the law. He's broken the law. I'm just trying to get the money, right? So how would I be breaking the law if I'm debt collecting for my own money? And I've got proof that that money is owed. But anyway, here's a letter that Martin sent in July 2024. And you can see here it's got another term name, Director Technical Leadership and Advice Superannuation, Employer Obligations. What the hell? This is him posing as someone from the ATO, I suppose. And that was from the 12th of July, this letter here. Then you've got, this really shits me the most. The ATO takes unpaid superannuation seriously as employees are entitled to receive their full remuneration. So why are you underquoting me? Why are you telling me I've got to go to another branch to get the rest of the quote that was underquoted? You know, I'm asking those questions. I'm not getting any real answers back from IGTO. And then I said to IGTO, well, there are allegations that ATO knew about Carmelo, Vincenzo, Bertolami as far back as 2021. Right? So why did it take 2 years for the Minister of Superannuation to do something in October 2023? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because I sent the Minister of Superannuation, Stephen Jones, a lovely letter to say, I know that this guy is now going to be trying to change business names because he's done this before and he doesn't even have an agent's license operating this business at this stage. So if he does manage to get out of this and you guys assist him to get out of this, you now know of the problem and you are liable and you have to pay the money. That was basically what I wrote in that email. I still have the email somewhere. And sure enough, 3 weeks after that, boom, Charlie's kicked out. Forced into administration. Almost immediately. Ever since then, nothing. Except for Charlie 6 months later, getting on with his normal life, operating 2 bars in Bustleton, while we are out of pocket. Now, you've got the government that boasts like Albanese, who says that he's there for the workers, he loves the workers, he's there for the Australian people, he's doing it again, coming up for election. No, you're not, mate. You're protecting white-collar criminals. You refuse to create harsher legislations for these criminals. You are not improving matters with the ATO or ASIC or any of them that's supposed to protect us. They're failing us. This is why the economy is so bad. Look at how many companies would have closed this year. Builders, several other businesses, Sarah Lee even, you know. Big companies have gone bankrupt, owing millions of dollars to employees. You can't tell me that doesn't hurt the economy. This is the real reason why the economy has gone to shit. Because the Australian government is protecting white-collar criminals. And it's got to stop. Anywho, enough ranting from me for now. Until the next one, I'll put one up about WorkSafe next. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys. And hopefully this video was better than last. I'll get better as I go along. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.